This is a tutorial from the librarians at Lone Star College. The purpose of this video is to teach MLA documentation for web pages and tweets. This video assumes that you already have prior experience using the MLA 8 style or have watched and carefully studied our introductory video on the MLA 8 style. The videos in this series will address 3 specific tasks within documentation for the 8th edition of the Modern Language Association Style Manual. 1. How to cite a web page in both the body of an essay and the works cited page. 2. How to find relevant information on a web page for those citations. And 3. How to cite a tweet. Citing books and periodicals for MLA and other documentation styles is fairly straightforward because modern publishers of books and periodicals tend to provide all the information asked for by documentation styles. But citing web pages can pose special challenges because web page designers do not necessarily provide the information that documentation styles request. Fortunately, the MLA style does not rigidly demand a precise style for documenting every possible source. This is why the editors of the 8th edition explain, remember that there is often more than one correct way to document a source. The general rule of MLA documentation is to make your documentation useful to readers. That does not mean that there are no standards. That there can be multiple ways of correctly citing a source does not mean that there is no wrong way to cite a source. For example, at the library, we often see students simply copy and paste web page URLs into a works cited page. Doing that is an example of faulty documentation, for which your professor may quite fairly mark as incorrect. Let us begin looking at these tasks in detail by showing you the library's citation help resources. Go to the college's homepage at www.lonestar.edu. Then click on Libraries. Then click on LSC North Harris. Then click on Citation Help. Then click on MLA Style. Here we see the various resources that the librarians have put together to help you cite your sources. They include a 7-minute video introduction to the MLA style. There is also a sample paper which shows you what a correctly formatted MLA style paper looks like. There's also a digital copy of our 2-page handout on the MLA style, which shows you how to provide works cited page citations for the most commonly used types of sources. There is also a Word document template that you can download. It has the MLA page formatting already set up for you. There's also a list of instructions on how to set up the formatting correctly in a Word document. Because you have prior experience with the MLA 8 style, or have already attentively watched our introductory video on the MLA 8 style, you know that the core elements of a works cited page citation are author, title source, title container, other contributors, version, number, publisher, publication date, and location. This is a general list of the core elements, and not every source will have them. For example, most periodicals won't have a location, and most books won't have a number. Some sources, such as sculptures or photos, won't have a publisher. The general rule is this: if your source of information doesn't have a piece of information listed on the core elements, skip it and move on to the next one. When citing web pages, you'll find that a web designer may not have included the author of a page, or the publication date may be missing. The precise title of the page or even the overall website may be unclear. Do the best you can to approximate the core elements of the MLA style, and as the manual says, make your documentation useful to readers, and you will be fine.